Evening and welcome to It's All Black and White TV, and of course it's your daily dose of the World Cup roundup. So guys, if you like what you see, then please hit the like button. Really does help the channel up the search settings and makes the channel found more easily as well. So please hit that likes. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so, helps the channel grow, and also the bell notification lets you know when the pre-recorded's on, an uploaded video, or I'm on live. So please hit the bell button as well. Before I get into it, obviously Junior was the latest one to subscribe last night, and today I've gained an extra 5 subscribers. So to those extra 5 that's joined on board today, thank you very much for that. That's absolutely brilliant. That means I'm now at 164 subscribers, and I'm 36 away from the magical 200. So if I can reach that by the end of the year, like I say, that's going to be an amazing achievement considering how far I've come with this channel. I know this month hasn't really been the greatest because of the World Cup, and I think it's not just affected me, but it's probably affected a lot of other channels as well. It's probably come at the worst time, if I'm honest, but hopefully we'll never see another Winter World Cup again and seasons won't be interrupted like this, because this is something we've never known before. But I'll get into some comments first. Mason, evening Tony, I'm gutted for Morocco. They played so well against the French. Yeah, they did, absolutely. so sad that they didn't get anywhere. Pablo says, evening Tony, I'm hoping Argentina win now. I don't want to say Mbappe win. No, me neither. Totally agree with you. Absolutely. I like coffee. Hi Tony, hi to you. I like coffee. Yeah, so France played tonight. They played Morocco in the second semi-final, and everybody was supporting Morocco tonight, thinking, yes, come on, Morocco can win this. Let's see how they get on. And to be fair to them, they played quite well, Morocco. In fact, they had chances ourselves to get goals in this match as well. I mean, Theo Hernandez scrambled in a 5th-minute goal to put the French one up. The same Hernandez who took out Mason Mount when he come on, and unfortunately Kane didn't put that penalty away. And then Morocco, they tried everything. They threw everything at France. They were the better team. They were attacking France. France didn't look a great team at all. They looked not quite ordinary, to be honest. Possibly the road that looked France as well in this game. 79 minutes then, Colomwani scored a goal after an Mbappe ball that went through, and the goalkeeper couldn't get near it, and he was on hand to tap it home. 2-0. I mean, Morocco did try their best. They did try and get back into it, but once France went to it, was too little too late then, I think, for them. It was a bit of smash and grabbing away, I think, for France, because, as we say, Morocco were the better team. And the stats say that as well, that Morocco were the better team. I mean, let's take a look at the match stats as well. I mean, possession-wise, 61% Morocco, 39% France. These are the world champions, France. And against a team that's probably the lowest rank left in the that was the lowest rank left in the competition. They could only muster 39% possession. They had 14 shots, France, to 13 from Morocco. 3 on target for France, scored with 2. 3 on target from Morocco. 2 corners, France, 3 for Morocco. 10 fouls, France, 11 for Morocco. I mean, to be fair, Morocco had more possession than France, were the better team in my eyes. And very, very sad that Morocco actually went out. Such a shame. And I just can't believe it. I mean, and you could see with the Morocco players at the end of the game, they were gutted. Because they were spirited, they played well. But unfortunately, they just fell short. And it was just such a shame, because I'd like to have seen them get to the final, because I think that would have been a massive fairy tale if they got all the way to the final. But still, they've still got the best defensive record. They've only conceded 3 goals in this tournament, so their defense is still quite good. But yeah, tonight wasn't their night. But the thing with Morocco is they started the first week of the tournament and they made it to the last week of the tournament because still got to stay in. They don't go home tomorrow. They've still got a game to play on Saturday, the third place playoff for Croatia. So, although that game's meaningless, really, I mean, it's, some argue shouldn't really be played. Should there be a third place playoff? Should it just be once you're out, that's it, you go home the next day? Is it cruel to play an extra game? Is it all for money? It's probably all down to making more money. So, yeah, I just don't get that one. But, at the end of the day, that's the way it goes. Be nice now if Morocco go and play Croatia Saturday and go and beat them and finish third. I mean, what an achievement for Morocco that would be. They'd be a breath of fresh air to this tournament, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. Well played, Morocco. You thoroughly deserve to beat France. Now, France were nowhere near as good. I mean, they didn't play that well against us, to be fair. We just let them play well at times, but tonight Morocco showed how well they can be, and such a shame for Morocco not to get anything out of that game, to not even get a consolation goal. I feel very, very sorry for them. I'm going to return to some comments as well. Matt says, good day, Tony and chat us. Good day to you, Matt. Hope you're well, mate. All the way down in Australia there. Your weather's probably a hell of a lot better than what we've got, yeah? We're sitting in like -2, -3, and you're probably sitting in +26 or something like that. Pete's in. Hi, Pete. Hope you're well, mate. He says, I heard Wilson and Trippier have returned to training today for the two, and Pope and Schär and Bruno will return very soon. Yeah, he's give Pope, Schär and Bruno a bit extra time off, but he's got Wilson and Trippier back in. That's great to see. I mean, it might be Wilson and Trippier's just probably said to Eddie Howe, look, we don't want to break. We just want to come back and start training. And maybe just Pope, Schär and Bruno's just took the extra break. And maybe for Bruno as well, because remember, he's a new dad. So just give him a little bit extra time with his family because he's been with the Brazil team all this time. So, yeah, it's fair play that, I suppose. I like coffee. If Mbappe wins a second World Cup at the age of 23, will he retire? No, I doubt it very much. But I don't think they're going to win the second World Cup. As much as I don't want either team to win the World Cup on Sunday, one's got to win it, unfortunately. And I hope it's Argentina. I hope they absolutely thrash France. I do. I really hope they do. I'm still seething with Mbappe. The way he laughed about Kane missing that penalty. I mean, that's just absolutely dreadful to laugh at a fellow professional. And remember, Mbappe is the same guy who missed the penalty against Switzerland, which knocked France out Euro 2020. He's got a short memory, that guy. He really has. I hope somebody's actually pulled him to one side and said, hang on a minute, you shouldn't have done that. Remember what you done at Euro 2020? Absolutely. Aaron's in. Hi, Aaron. Hope you're well, mate. Messi's 90 minutes away from immortality. Come on, Argentina. Yes, he is. Do you know what? Let him have it and just get it over with. England just have to rebuild for the next 4 years. Jody boy, hi Tony, hope you're good. Yeah, I'm absolutely fantastic, mate. I'm just pleased this World Cup's coming to an end now and we can get back to Newcastle and proper football. We've missed it. As I say, I think that's a reason why I think we're all suffering on these channels because we've had nothing but just the World Cup. We can get back to club business, get back to Newcastle United talk. Because that's all we want to do. We're sick of this World Cup now, I think, and thankfully we've only got Saturday and Sunday to go. Once it finishes Sunday, that's it. It's out the way, it's done. And then after Sunday, 2 days later, Bournemouth at home in the Carabao Cup. Come on, I can't wait. I like coffee. How would England have fared against this Morocco side? We probably would have turned up and played better than what France did, I would have thought. And I would have thought Gareth Southgate would make sure we'd got the final. But it's hard to say because we didn't get there. I would have liked to think England would have gone there and beat them. How comfortably we would have beaten them, I'm not sure, but I think we would have beat Morocco. But yeah, like I say, they were the better side over France today, and again, the better team's gone out, in my opinion. I like Coffee. I think Ronaldo's done now. He just caught up with him to play with big teams. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, wherever he goes now, he's only going for a payday. Um, I think he should retire. I think he should hang his boots up and say, do you know what? I've done my stint. I've had a great career from a young age, from a 19-year. I've had a great career. Joined Man U, I think, when he was 19. He's had a great career. Portugal, Man United, Real Madrid, all the clubs he's been to. But I think he needs to look back and just say, I think it's time to go. But he won't, because he wants another payday. And somebody will be daft enough to give him the money as well. Sefton's in the house. Good evening, Sefton. Good evening, everyone. And as expected, Viva la France. Yeah, but it might be Viva la France Day. But at the end of the day, the Les Blues, I don't think deserve to go through Sefton. I thought Morocco were the better team. And possession tells you that. I know if football was won on possession, then Morocco would have been in the final. But unfortunately, it's not won on possession. But at the end of the day, hard done to, I think. And NUFC Shane. Hi Shane, hope you're well, mate. Being an Aussie, I can probably say that the only two teams that have beat us are now in the final. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it was no disgrace getting beat by France, but we probably shouldn't have got beat by them, if I'm honest. If Kane had put that penalty away and it got an extra time, I believe we probably would have took that an extra time, because I think France would have tired. But that's the way it goes. The penalty was missed. There's nothing we can do about it now. Game's over. And yeah, definitely. But yeah, nice to see you too, mate. Jody Boy says, I defo. I like Coffee. I don't want Argentina to win because of their behaviour, especially against the Netherlands. Yes, the behaviour from them wasn't great. And then Sergio Aguero let himself down when he came out with that comment as well and said, look, why don't the Netherlands go and play FIFA on PlayStation? I mean, what a stupid comment to make. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, but I would rather have Argentina over France winning any day, though. Matt says, only two teams Australia lost to in the World Cup are now in the final, and it's 17 degrees at 8:40 a.m. here in Newcastle, Australia. Wow. 17 degrees. Whew. Love that right now. I tell you, that would be absolutely lovely instead of sitting with the heating on here. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. And yeah, Australia lost. Yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it? And yeah, it would have been so different if Denmark actually performed better against France and maybe beat them. But who knows? Nails in the house. Big ups, Tony Boy. Thanks very much, Nail. Big up to you, mate. Hope you're well. Aaron says the Dutch were twats against Argentina. They deserved to go out for surrounding the Argentine players when they were going for to take the pens. Yeah, I thought the Netherlands were out of order. And like I say, they deserved to go out, didn't they? Absolutely. Yeah, the penalties were woeful as well, weren't they? So you know more on them. Can't wait to get back to normal kickoff as we finished on winning ways. How are the lads? Well, the thing is, Sefton, if you watched that game last week against Al Hilal, I know some people say they had trouble getting on it. I managed to watch it from when I got home, but I thought we performed really well. We didn't look out of place. We looked like we had still continued in the season. It just seemed to carry on and go on. So, yeah, I mean, we're playing absolutely brilliant. And, you know, to beat a good Al Hilal side who've got some decent players in their team, let's not forget. And to beat them 5-0, it's a great result. And we've got Rayo Vallecano on Saturday. It's all about at 12:30 kickoff, but it's all about fitness at the end of the day. But if the players go out there and beat Rayo Vallecano, then that's a great result. Where it matters most is next Tuesday, the Carabao Cup. We've got to beat Bournemouth, get to the next round. Then we got Leicester Boxing Day. So yeah, absolutely. I'm just so pleased that the football's coming back. The proper football, as I call it. This is maybe a showpiece, but the proper football is your bread and butter club football. I like coffee. John wants to see Amrabat at Newcastle. Would he be a good fit? Yeah, absolutely. Of course he would. I mean, he's a heck of a player. Whether we get him, I don't know. Whether we are looking at him is another question as well. So we just have to wait and see on that one. But Craig Hope is reporting that, well, he said on a video, didn't he, that he thinks we're going to go for a midfielder in January. So, and he wouldn't be surprised. So yeah. But I think we'll go for Maddison. I think we're going to go all out Maddison. I wouldn't be surprised if we do. And it would be great to have Maddison on board, wouldn't it? So, guys, we just joined on tonight there. If you like what you see, please smash the like button, please. It really does help the channel move up the search settings and people can find it more easily. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, like 5 Word Today, then please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so, helps the channel grow. And also the bell notification, that tells you when I put a pre-recorded video on or a live show or any upcoming shows as well. Jody Boy, I think your channel look better if you change your profile pic. Yeah, I'm in the verge of doing that, mate. So I'm going to sort that out and change my profile pic on my video, my channel as well. See if I can get something shorter into that. But yeah, I mean, tomorrow I've got a special guest coming on. It's 7:30 tomorrow night, and we have the one and only legend from Newcastle. That's Junior Turner. And look forward to seeing him tomorrow. And he's going to sing his Banks of the River Tyne live as well on the show. So that should be a cracking show tomorrow. Talking all things about his music and then also about Newcastle United as well. So, yeah, I mean, guys, tomorrow night, 7:30, don't miss it. It's going to be a great show with Junior Turner in. What a great guy. And look forward to having him on the show. And yeah, and I'm sure it'll be a good show. Because that song, Banks of the River Tyne, is a fantastic song. If you haven't heard it, go and check it out. Go and check out his Christmas song as well. Absolutely brilliant. This guy is absolutely fantastic. And Georgie says, nice one, Tony. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Thank you. But yeah, so I mean, as I say, we've had the World Cups now coming to an end, and yeah, thank God for that in a way, because like I say, we just want the football back now, don't we? So, and it's nice that we can start going back to that. But I mean, the owners today made an announcement as well, didn't they? That they're going to put a food bank donation in. The official announcement on Wednesday revealed that the club are going to put £150,000 cash donation in. So as well as the cash, Newcastle owners are also donating financial and specialist staff to support the food bank operations. I mean, absolutely fantastic news. Just shows you how clued up these owners are with the community in Newcastle. They've been absolutely terrific since they came in. And I don't care what Simon Jordan sits there and says, like last year, oh, well, these owners haven't got a clue. Well, I'm sorry, if they haven't got a clue, how comes they've got all these great people in place? How they've got the likes of Darren Eales in place? And it's not just that. I mean, everything they've done, they've got everything right. Everything right. They've got the commercial guy in who was at Arsenal, Peter Silverstone. They're getting all that right. They're bringing the right people in for recruitment. Dan Ashworth's coming to the club. They're building the club up from the previous owner who had nobody in the boardroom, apart from he was the silent owner. Well, he was a silent owner because he didn't really speak to the fans. We've had more from these owners to the fans, conversation to the fans, than we ever had in 14 years under him. And, you had Penfold who just, well, he was just so useless, wasn't he? I mean, oh, we can't get this transfer over the line. No, because you worked at snail's pace and somebody else nipped in before us, or you wouldn't pay the money. I mean, just he was just a puppet, wasn't he? But now we've got owners to be proud of. And as I say, the likes of Simon Jordan can sit there and slag them off. But we all know how well these owners are and what they are doing. They've got this club. They know this club. They know the history. And I think that's probably more down to the Reuben brothers, because they do a lot in Newcastle. They own a lot of property, and they also own the race course as well. And you've also got Amanda Stavely, who's from North Yorkshire originally, and she gets the area and the club as well. And the Saudis have come in on it, and they get it now. I mean, you've seen them, but at the end of the day, we don't care what outside noises are. We care about our club, and we've got our club back, and we know our club is going places. And that's what a lot of these journalists are frightened of. They're frightened of how far our club's going to go. And some of them are obsessed with Newcastle. We live rent-free in a lot of people's heads, put it that way. But I'll tell you what, I love it, because what they don't want is they don't want us to go on and win things. But when we start winning things, we ain't going to stop. That's for sure. And I've still got us down. And I still say we'll win the Carabao Cup this season. And I hope we do. I said that at the start of the season, before the season started, my predictions were Carabao Cup winners, FA Cup semi-finalists, and finish 7th in the Premier League. That was then. Now, I know we're 3rd at the moment, and we can get carried away as such. And while I'm cock a hoop where we are, and wow, excited, I'm trying to keep my feet on the ground thinking, let's see where we are in April. I've had some people saying, I think it's a bit negative, saying, well, why you want to wait till April? Because I want to see where we are in and around the league in April. If we're in that top 4 in April, then yeah, fine. We're making a push for it to stay there. But if we're around, say, 6th or 7th, we'll be making a push to stay in the Europa League competition. So it's just because sometimes I don't want to think to myself, right, well, we're going to finish 3rd or 4th in the Premier League and get in the Champions League, and then at the end of the season we finish, say, 6th or 7th, and I'm going to be like, oh, disappoint myself. So I'd rather not disappoint myself by thinking, right, just let's see where we are in April. That's the benchmark. See where we are in April. But the likes of Liverpool, we need to get them back up at St James's Park, and we need to make sure we beat them. That's what we need to do. I'm just going to go into some comments now, guys. Aaron says, which player has impressed you that hasn't played for one of the top sides in this World Cup? Well, Amrabat's one of them, isn't he? I mean, he's been great. Who else can I think of that's been pretty good? Do you know what? It's a tough one. Trying to think. I mean, for Croatia, I like that Lovro Majer, who's the clone of Luka Modric. I think he's brilliant. He's a great player. He is. But I'll tell you who did impress me, and he plays for Stoke City, and I thought he looked really good. And we've got the couple of Aussies in the chat as well. Harry Souttar, I thought he was terrific in defence for Australia. So, he did really well. Whether I would take him at Newcastle is another thing. I don't think so. But I tell you what, he was terrific in that World Cup for Australia. Who else can we think of that stood out? It's just such a difficult, it's difficult. But I mean, Hakim Ziyech, he stood out for me, the Chelsea winger. Why isn't he in the Chelsea team more? And if it wasn't because our owners buy younger players now, we would have probably took him. But at 29, I don't think our owners will touch him. But I thought Pulisic hasn't done too bad in the World Cup. I would take Pulisic on loan. See how he gets on. But there's been some great results in this tournament. And there's been disappointments as well. But yeah, Morocco's been the breath of fresh air. But yeah, let's just see on that one. Brilliant by them. Our fan base do the same. We still get idiots criticising us. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've seen a lot what your team Man City do, Aaron. I mean, they do a lot of stuff around your community. Look what they've done around Manchester, where the Etihad is, and they've really transformed the area. And they shouldn't be criticised for that because they're putting money into the country. It's the same with our owners. And not only that, once you put money in there, it's not just the fact you're putting money in there and building infrastructure, but also you're bringing business to the region as well. So anything we do in Newcastle from our owners, all that infrastructure all brings business into the region. And when you've got business coming in from the Middle East, from Saudi, from say even Qatar or Abu Dhabi or Dubai, and you've got all that coming in, that's only going to get better for the city, and it's just going to benefit the city even more because people are going to come and invest. And so instead of going to London and investing, they're going to come to the Northeast and invest, or go to the Northwest and invest. And that's what it's all about. Neil says Simon Jordan does have an agenda in Newcastle. He's so obsessed and salty. He's not made. Is he not mates with Steve Bruce? I don't know on that one, but he always does seem a bit bitter towards us, doesn't he? Although he has given Eddie Howe credit a few times, but other than that, yeah, I just think sometimes he's not a role model, that's for sure, is he? I like coffee. Simon Jordan probably related Mr. Teeth. If anybody's wondering who Mr. Teeth is, it's Jurgen Klopp with Liverpool. He's another one that likes to slate us. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what's up with them. They look similar, says I like coffee. Ish, yeah. And both obsessed with Newcastle. Yeah, we're rent free in a lot of people's heads. That's the problem. Sefton says Simon Jordan, who? Don't read his dribble. No, me neither. I like coffee. I think a lot of teams will have regrouped and recharged with this break. Yes, to a certain degree, people would, teams have got their injuries back. Their injured players back. Like we've got Isak back now, and so, but it's like a pre-season, isn't it? You start the season, and then you come in. So that's exactly what we're doing. It's just like a pre-season again, isn't it? And shouldn't happen really. Aaron says Vardiol for me. Yes, that's the the Croatian centre back. Yes, he looks really good, doesn't he? Yeah, I like him. Yeah. And Wayne says, hello, Tony and the lads. Hello, Wayne. Hope you're well, mate. Nice to see you on board. I mean, it's been it is. We are rent free in a lot of people's heads. That's the problem. But, I mean, if we could sign two players, if we could only buy two players in January, I'm not saying that's, the thing, but if there was two players we could buy in January, who would them be? Get your comments in the chat. That'll be interesting to see. And then I'll give you my thoughts on who if we had two players to get, who I would bring in January. And it would one maybe shock you. I don't know, but yeah, I've got two players in mind. I mean, I've got a few more than two players in my mind for January. But if it had to be only two players, then yeah, I know who I would bring in January. That's for sure. But yeah, but be interested to see what people's thoughts are in and who would come on, you know. I mean, we just briefly look back at the tournament, the World Cup, while you're all having to think about what two players you'd like to see in. I mean, don't forget, first round we had this, Germany's despair, gone out the first round. We got further than Germany. Absolutely fantastic. They got beaten. Then we saw the elation from the group winners. Surprisingly, Japan. You know, another team that got through. And yeah, they won by this goal, which is still a goal at the end of the day because the ball is just literally on the line, or a bit of it is over the line. So it's still classed as a goal because it's actually not a dead ball. So that's why that got, that's why that went through. I mean, with the World Cup as well, we saw the emergence of this guy, Jude Bellingham. What a player he is. I would love to have him at the Toon, but I think we'll be competing with every other club in Europe. Every top club will be in for this guy. Whether he come to the Premier League, I'm not so sure. He might go. They're saying Real Madrid might be the favourite for him. So yeah, this guy has had a great time, hasn't he? And yeah. This guy played all right when he come on and scored against Wales. And Marcus Rashford hasn't had a bad tournament either. He got 3 goals out of the tournament, so he's done all right. So yeah, so overall, it's not been a bad tournament, really, has it? So let's go into the comments and see what people are putting in. And yeah, be interesting to see what players people are thinking on us getting, because like I say, it's not long till the January window opens, really. It's only a few weeks away now. So, yeah, it's amazing how quick how quick it's coming around for the window. So maybe in some ways it's probably better we've had this break. And I think the good thing is with Maddison not playing in the World Cup as well, it's probably helped us as well. But let's see what players people are saying. Ali Coffee, only 2. Can we get them all? Well, I'm just saying, if there was only 2 we could get, who would you have? Maddison and Caicedo, because I think DRB deals went flat. I hope not, says Wayne. Yeah, I mean, good shout. Caicedo, £70 million. Would we pay that though? That's the thing. A lot of money. Ali, Coffee Forest probably have a shopping list of 22 players already. Yeah, probably have. Yeah, absolutely. Right, guys, I'm going to bring on who I would like to see in the Newcastle team. So, the first player coming on screen now is Benoit Badiashile. Plays for Monaco. 21-year-old centre-half. Cracking defender. The club want rid of Lascelles. Let's get him in and get rid of Lascelles. And this guy can then become eventually Schär's replacement, because Schär is 30 now, so he's only going to have a couple of seasons probably left at top level in him, where this guy is going to have a long time in the game, and him and Botman could grow together. And yeah, so if it was possible to get him in January, then I'll go for Benoit Badiashile. Hell of a defender. If you haven't seen him, go and check him out on YouTube. Have a look at videos. He's absolutely fantastic. He tackles well in the box. His play overall is pretty decent, and he's not bad at all. But yeah, Benoit Badiashile, definitely worth a look and worth a punt. And also, his contract runs out on the 30th of June 2024, so he's got 18 months, a bit like Maddison. I think he's valued around 40 million, so you'd probably get him for about 40 million. He started 9 of 11 games this season for Monaco. He scored 2 goals. and that's not bad for a centre half, really. And yeah, and he's been involved with 3 clean sheets as well. So he's a pretty good defender. If you haven't seen him, go and check him out. Go and have a look on YouTube, and you'll find him there. And this is the player I want in, James Maddison. Yes, of course, we want Maddison. I mean, what a player this guy is. It's his creativity as well. And you can imagine him alongside Bruno midfield. Oh, gosh, this would be a dream, wouldn't it? I mean, this guy... And also, this guy can play on the wing as well. So not only can he play in attacking centre midfield, he can actually play on the wing. So you've got a bit of versatility with James Maddison, and he takes a free kick. So it'll be interesting between him and Trippier who gets the ball for a free kick. But just think how much that would strengthen the midfield. And if you want to finish in a top 4, he's that player to help us finish there. And the fact he hasn't played in the World Cup at all means nobody's seen what he's like on the international stage or on the world stage, and so it keeps his price tag down as well. So, but he's only got 18 months. Probably, I reckon, a bid of about 50 million, 55 million may swing it, but we will see. Right, let's back to some comments now. I heard Liverpool have snapped him up along with Fernandes. Who's that, Badia Shield? I like Coffee. Nice to see Saka and Rashford bounce back from the abuse during the Euros, although I heard Sancho's been told by Ten Hag he's not mentally ready for the team. Sancho's a funny one. He's not really done it in the Premier League, has he, as such? But in Dortmund, he was absolutely fantastic, so I don't know what's happened there. But again, is it the Man United curse, you know? So that club's just cursed, I'm sure. Not that I'm worried, because I couldn't care about Man United, honestly. Saka and Rashford, yes, they've done well. Apparently PSG are looking at Rashford. I mean, Saka's a Newcastle fan. I would love Saka at the tune. I think he'd be a tremendous signing. If we got Saka at Newcastle, he would be absolutely fantastic. But that would be hard to get Saka in. I'd love to get him in, but yeah, I mean, gosh, it's frightening to think. But then maybe that may be something in years to come that we get Saka, you know. So who knows? But he's only got 18 months left on his contract as well. But his player value is 95 million euros. So it's a lot of money at the moment, yeah. Foxy says Moses Casido or Amrabat will be expensive options. Yeah, there will be. Especially Amrabat after he's had a good World Cup as well. And the fact Brighton have slapped a £70 million tag on Casido, that's a lot of money. Rian says Bellingham. Yeah, I would love Bellingham. I mean, how much would he cost Bellingham? That's the thing. I mean, it's frightening to think how much his transfer fee is going to be. I think if Dortmund sold him, they'd be looking for in excess of 150 million, I would imagine. I mean, he's only 19, but God, this guy is just, he's fantastic, isn't he? I mean, 19-year-old. I mean, he didn't look out of place in the World Cup, did he? He looked pretty decent. I think if you've got a decent manager for England, he does very well. Spelt that wrong, but you should know who I'm talking about. Yeah, you've got it absolutely spot on, mate. Yeah, Sefton. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that small bell to notify you on upcoming shows. Thanks very much, Sefton. Yes, thank you very much indeed. I mean, yeah, definitely I would love to have Bellingham, but there's no chance, I don't think. I think if Madrid come calling, I think he's gone to Madrid. Guys, if you like what you see, please do smash those like button. It really does help the channel up the search settings and people find it more easily. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so and also helps the channel grow. And also by hitting the bell notification, tells you when I've got a pre-recorded video on or I've got a live show on or any upcoming shows as well. So thank you very much for that indeed. Foxy says Andre Santos, Maxi Perron, Danilo, João Gomez, Andre, Pablo Maya, the cheaper options with big potential. Yes, definitely. And and I agree with you as well, Foxy. I'd be happy with any of them signing. Definitely. Absolutely. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, I feel sorry for Morocco going out tonight against France, but overall, Morocco probably didn't even expect to get out of that group. In all honesty, they probably thought that even that manager probably sat and thought, if we do get out this group, we've been lucky. Because he would have thought Belgium, Croatia, the way they play. But you know what? They didn't get out that group being lucky. They got out that group playing decent football. And they beat the second best team in the world, Belgium. Well, they won't be now. They'll be dropping down the rankings now for that first round exit, as will Germany as well. They'll be tumbling. But overall, Morocco have done very well to get the semi-finals of a major World Cup. And who knows, they may finish third. They may beat Croatia on Sunday and finish third. Because what they might want to do is they might want to finish third so they can show everybody that they didn't just get to the semi-finals accidentally. They got there by playing decent football. And it's okay for the likes of Rodri to come out and slate them and say, oh, well, Spain had more attacking. Doesn't matter how much attacking intent you have. You could have 80% of you could have 90% possession of that ball. They could have 10%, but they could score the most important goal, and you don't score against them. They've won the game. It doesn't matter. It doesn't go on how your stats, your 1,000 passes to their 200 odd passes or 9, whatever possession you had. It goes on the fact that you put that ball in the back of the net. And if your team defends well, and they're stopping your keeper making saves as well because they're keeping them quiet, then that shows your team's doing a very good job. And you know what? I'm so happy Morocco got as far as they did. Shame they couldn't make it to the final, but you know what? They can hold their heads held high. And not only that, that manager's only been in the job 3 months, and to think what he's achieved just in 3 months, they could be the next African Nations champion. Who knows? I mean, but you know what? Well done, Morocco. I think everybody fell in love with you. It was like a little fairy tale, and it was a shame you just couldn't make that last step. But you can go out this match feeling proud of yourselves. Absolutely. I'm going to get some more comments. Wayne says, no, Bellingham was a player with Fernandes. All right, okay then. Be very surprised if he goes to Liverpool, to be fair. I think Real Madrid may have something to say about that. Foxy, yeah, but they played great again, to be fair. I blame the manager starting size, who was clearly nowhere near ready. Conceding the early goal was a killer. Yeah, totally agree, Foxy, yeah, absolutely. But as I say, they've done very well. Jody boy, when the season starts back up, get yourself on the fan forums to help gain subs. Yeah, I will do, mate. I'm going to go on Toon reviewing that. And and I may have some other guys coming on as well. So keep an eye out for that. Foxy says, great to see an African team reach the semis. Gives the rest of the continent hope for the future tournaments. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. I mean, South Africa's tournament wasn't too bad, was it? And apart from the only bad memory we've got from that is when, Lampard scored the equaliser and it was ruled out, wasn't it? Because it claimed it didn't cross the line when it clearly did. So that's what helped get goal line technology in. But yeah, no, they've done very well. And let's hope we see another African tournament again. Because, I mean, the Vuvuzelas made their debut in the South African World Cup. So, yeah. And they continue to go around the world now with them Vuvuzelas. So, yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, it's like I say, it's nice to have. It'll be nice for everybody's all us Newcastle channels to get ourselves back to where we are, and being back is like talking more Newcastle, because when this World Cup's been on, there's not a lot that we can really say. The only thing that we've only been able to say is when there's been sponsors coming in, and if we keep bringing these little £1 million sponsors in, don't forget, guys, these all add up. I mean, Man City's got something like about 100 of these sponsors, so that's £100 million a season. And these sponsors don't have to go through the scrutiny of the Premier League, because you can just bring them straight in. So it's only when you got the bigger sponsorship, it's got to go through Premier League scrutiny first. But that's what we're doing. We're doing it the correct way. We're doing it the right way. And the future's bright. The future's black and white. That's why the future's bright. But we are going to go places. And I always said, we are a juggernaut, and we will start off slow, but we will pick up the pace. And when we do pick up the pace, we're going to smash through everybody. And that's exactly what will happen. And Eddie Howe will be the manager to do that. I'm not worried if Southgate quits tomorrow, next week, or 4 weeks' time. I don't care when he quits, because I know myself, I feel confident that Eddie Howe will still beat Newcastle when England get their new manager in. And so don't worry about Southgate quitting. Don't shout, oh, we want him to stay, because I'm not worried. Because what Eddie Howe said a couple of months ago, and I think Eddie Howe is the type of guy who is a man of his word. And when he says a couple of months ago, back in September or beginning of October, I am not interested in the England job at this time. He says, I like the club football, I like the day-to-day training on that football pitch. So when Eddie Howe says that, that gives me confidence. And I believe he wants to win things here. And he wants to become that manager to win things. I think once he's been and he's won a few things, maybe he might want to win whatever he can win here. Then he may move on to the England job when he's a bit older. But at the moment, there is no way he's going for England. And I wouldn't worry about it, guys, because I'm certainly not worried. I'm confident. I'd be that confident I'll go down the bookies tomorrow and say, can I put some money on that Eddie Howe will not go for the England job? That's how confident I am, because there's no way England would be able to get him anyway, because the FA couldn't afford his compensation, because I'm sure we'll put a huge clause on his head. And so I'm not worried about that whatsoever. Wayne says, Fricka Lampard's goal against the Germans was about 2 foot over the line. It was. I mean, if you watch that back, you see Neuer, and he's pulling the ball back over the line. I mean, how on earth? So fair enough, if the referee hasn't seen it, he hasn't been up with the game then, has he, if he hasn't seen it? But then what about the linesman? Why didn't they see it? Why were they too far away from the action? It's just beggars belief. I just don't get it. And that would have been the equaliser. And then I always said, if we'd got that equaliser, we would have gone on and won that game against Germany, because we were the better team then. But because of that goal being chalked off, I mean, when you see the reactions of players like Lampard, his hands on his head, and like, what? How's that being chalked off? Surely that should click to the referee. Hang on, maybe it was a goal. And I hope after that the referee saw that and thought, oh God, I've dropped a clanger here. Yeah, because it cost him the World Cup, because he never got another game. But it's just unbelievable, isn't it? But that's the way I think. That's football for you. But now we have all the technology. We have, we have the goal line system technology now, which is better. We have the goal line technology, and we also we have VAR, even though we don't particularly agree with VAR sometimes. Although recently it has been it has been a bit controversial, but it's been okay of late for us. If you're wondering who the referee for the World Cup final is on Sunday, apparently the Polish referee Szymon Marciniak is the favourite to take charge of the final on Sunday. But also Anthony Taylor is as well. So Anthony Taylor could even be called up as the referee. So it hasn't been decided yet who the referee is yet for Sunday, so we watch that one with interest. Be lovely to see Michael Oliver get it, a Geordie refereeing a World Cup final like Clattenburg did. Be absolutely brilliant, wouldn't it? No, Clattenburg didn't do a World Cup final, did he? Or did he? No. Champions League final he did, didn't he? I'm thinking Howard Webb. Foxy, we were totally useless at World Cup though. Remember just thinking Germany were going to score every counter-attack with the lack of pace in our team. Think it was Barry in midfield chasing back. Yeah, it was, yeah. I mean, we were 2-0 down and then Upson got us back in the game, didn't he, from a corner, from a header. Wayne says, basically in that press conference, Tony Eddie was saying he's yet to stay maybe in 15 years' time. Yeah, absolutely, Wayne. Yeah. As I say, Eddie Howe is going nowhere. Not at all. He's going nowhere whatsoever. And Eddie is a breath of fresh air. He's the best manager we've had in a long, long time. That's for sure. And there is no way. There is no way whatsoever Eddie Howe's going. Yeah, when I was on about Mark Clattenburg as World Cup referee, no, he was the referee for the final of Euro 2016 when we got knocked out by Iceland, embarrassingly, and we should never have lost that game against Iceland, by the way. But yeah, guys, so I'm just about ready to wrap up there. But if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It really does help the channel go up the search settings and people find it more easily. Also, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, free to do so, and grows the channel. Also, hitting the bell notification lets you know when I'm on live. I'll have a pre-recorded video on, or even upcoming shows as well. So before I go, guys, tomorrow, I've got a special show tomorrow, and everybody's in for a treat. So at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night, I will have a Northeast legend in Junior Turner joining me on the show. We'll talk about his music, and we'll also talk about Newcastle with him as well. So I've got lots of questions. So if you've got questions in the chat, please get them in, and we'll ask Junior. And also, he's going to sing Banks of the River Tyne live on air as well. So that'll be absolutely fantastic tomorrow. Can't wait for that. So if you can tune in, please tune in. Obviously, if you can't, maybe working or whatever, then please do catch up the show. But yeah, I've got Junior Turner tomorrow. And then Friday, I'll not be doing anything Friday because I'm busy Friday night, but I will be back Saturday with a World Cup roundup, and I'll also be back Sunday with a World Cup roundup as well, and wrap it up there for the World Cup. Then possibly Monday, I'll probably do a Bournemouth preview, and then on the Tuesday there'll be a Bournemouth warm-up show, Newcastle Bournemouth warm-up show, and then maybe on the Wednesday do the match reaction. So yeah, great to have one normal football back from next week, and there's going to be plenty of content, and it's only going to get better and better. And this is my aim, to make this channel a success and to grow the channel. And I just, and I enjoy what I do, and I love doing this for people because, as I said the other day, last night, you get some people are just on their own. So, and this gives people comfort. I was asked if I'm going to do a live on a Christmas Day. I'm not sure. I'll probably more than likely do a pre-record and then just put out their Christmas Day, and then anybody can watch it then. Because if anybody's lonely on their own, at least then they've got something to fall on and watch on Christmas Day if they want to, So I'll put a message out there for people. I mean, loneliness happens all year round, but I think more so people focus more Christmas because if you're somebody on their own and you hear people having a good time, and you're thinking, "Oh, I wish that was me," and and it does get to people, and I understand that totally. I'm one. If I've got somebody around me who's on their own, I'd quite happily go around on a Christmas day and say, "Look, there's a couple of bottles of beer or whatever," and have a and just have a chat and say, "Are you all right?" And then there you go, boom, and costs nothing really, and yeah. And it probably makes that person's day as well. So yeah, absolutely. But look after each other, and that's the main thing. That's the main thing to do. Look after one another. And I'll go to some comments. Great show, Tony. Again, night all in chat. Thanks, Sefton. Thank you very much, mate. Aaron says, take care, mate. Thank you very much, Aaron. I will do, mate. Matt says, great show, Tony and everyone. Cheers, Matt. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow, Tony. Yeah, Jody. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Yeah. Definitely don't miss that one, Junior Turner. And see you tomorrow, Tony. And the lads be back on tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, don't miss out tomorrow. And as I say, any questions you've got for Junior, get them in the chat. And I'll ask Junior the questions and he'll answer them for you if he can. Yeah. Because I've got a few things to ask him as well. Brilliant show, Tony. Cheers now. Thanks very much, mate. Yeah. So, guys, yeah. So, thank you for coming on tonight. And it's been a great show again. And as I say, we're going back to proper football next week. And we can't wait. But until then, I will see you back tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. with Junior Turner. All that leaves me to say is enjoy the rest of your evening, and it's au revoir.